Hey, what is up guys, it's Card Shuffler 99 here, and today I'm going to be revealing for you guys Dave and Finn's audition magic trick that they performed on Britain's Got Talent in their audition. If you guys haven't seen the performance, make sure you guys go check it out. I will link it down below. I think it is an incredible story, great thing to watch, and it really was a pretty cool trick to see from start to end. Now, quick disclaimer, I do want to just put this out there. This is no disrespect to Dave or Finn. I think their story is absolutely incredible, and if you guys haven't seen it, like I said, make sure you go check it out. But today our job here is to reveal what they've done, explain to you guys how to do it, so by the time you leave this video, you'll have a general understanding of how it's done. Alright guys, don't forget to enter into the giveaway. Just like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and make sure you guys are subscribed. All we're giving away is a $50 Amazon gift card and 12 Monarch decks of playing cards by Theory 11. Those cards are really, really great, so make sure you guys enter that. It's only a few days left to enter, so make sure you guys get your entries in, and let's go. Alright guys, so let's explain how it's done. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is we're just going to break down generally what happened in the trick. So we go back into the trick, and what we understand is that there's two main parts of the trick, and then obviously they're going to explain the story of being in the police force and how he was being attacked, and Finn basically came to save the day, but obviously at some cost. And I think that story is absolutely incredible, and once again, mad respect for what they do. But what I will explain to you today, so we're going to have the first part with the first judge, and that judge is going to basically write a word onto a notepad, and what he's going to do from there is the dog is basically going to relay sort of what the word is to Dave, and then he's going to basically say what the word is out loud to everybody. And then the second part of the trick is with Simon. Simon's going to go up, he's going to have a notepad, and Simon's basically going to lift up, pick a random word. Obviously they're going to show all the words in the notepad are different. Simon's going to pick up, he's going to see one word, he's going to say it out loud, and that word was engraved on the dog's collar. So that is both parts of the trick, and I think that's actually pretty cool how he separated it, and he did one part of the trick, then he sort of told the story, and then topped it off with the last part of the trick. So let's explain how the first part of the trick is done, and then the second part I will explain with a demonstration where we'll show you guys exactly how he went about doing it. So the first thing that you're going to need to know is for the notepad part of the trick, it is a very common thing. You see this a lot in magic. A lot of people, when they talk to me, and they ask us down in the comment section, well, how do you know how these are done? The more and more you start to reveal tricks, the more and more you see trends. And I think the big thing here is that a lot of people have sort of audience members or people that appear like they're audience members that are actually helping on the trick, or just people backstage that are assisting them with the trick. So the first thing that you need to notice is that there was an exact camera angle that was placed right behind the judge that actually showed what the word was. Now, obviously, we didn't get to see the full word, but I believe as the judge was writing the word on the notepad, we got the first two letters. And that camera angle right there is exact proof that there literally was a camera watching what the word was that he was writing. So obviously, someone during the trick knew what the word was. Now, let's keep in mind, I'm not saying that dogs, can't actually communicate. I'm not trying to say that. What I'm saying here, most likely for this trick, what happened, considering it is a magic trick, the dog is not actually going to be saying anything, that's sort of just acting. And basically the magician's only going to know what the word is because someone is telling him through either a thumper system or through an earpiece. Now, typically when people do mentalism magic, they use a thumper. And a thumper is an old school magic prop where basically it sends vibration pulses. So someone's going to use some form of communication. Typically when we talk about the clairvoyants and how they did their mentalism act, they used some sort of Morse code where one of the magicians would communicate to the other magician what the word is with some sort of Morse code that they have established, and basically it's going to send it to them through vibration pulses that they can feel, and that's how they would then go about doing it. And the only reason they had to do that is because their act was solely mentalism. What they did was they would actually show the judges that they did not have an earpiece. Now, for these tricks, you'll notice he never actually showed anybody that he didn't have an earpiece. So he could have done it either way. Obviously, the easier solution would be that he has an earpiece and someone's just communicating what the word was that the judge wrote to him, because once again, there literally was a camera right behind the judge. So really, as long as someone can see what he's writing down, all they have to do is communicate that to the magician, and just like that, he now knows the word, and all he has to do is then relay that to the audience by saying it out loud. Now, that is how the first part of the trick is done. Again, there's so many different options as to what he could do. I think the big one being, again, because we literally, the producers actually gave you a camera angle where they showed you exactly what the word was. Now, they didn't show you the full word, but they showed you the first couple letters. And had they continued to show that camera angle, we would have seen the full entire word. So obviously somebody was watching what that word was. Or, it could have been a different camera, but once again, it was possible for someone to see the word and then just communicate that to the magician. So that wasn't really the big part of the trick. And then from there, you'll notice that he's going to do another part to his magic trick, and he's then going to, first he's going to show the story, and then he's going to do the notepad part of the trick. And for this, I'm going to have this deck of cards right here as my example. So this is a popular trick that a lot of people do. I know Matt Franco's done this. I think John Dorenbos has done this on America's Got Talent. It's just a very popular adaptation of the Svengali deck. So if you don't know what the Svengali deck is, I'll explain it to you right now. Basically what it is a series of cards, and I'll explain it to you guys right now, that basically goes the same card, random card, same card, random card, same card, random card, all the way through the pack. And the only thing that you need to know about the Svengali deck is the way it works is that each of the cards that are identical are actually cut slightly shorter than the rest of the cards. So what does this allow you to do? Well, basically what this says is if you brush up on the cards like so, you're only going to see the 5 of hearts, right? You're only going to get those cards. So once again here, I'll show you guys. Basically, if you just go like this, you're only going to see the 5 hearts. And if you look really closely, you could actually see how the cards are cut shorter. So that's how that's going to work, right? Now, if you brushed it the other way in the opposite direction, just like so, so obviously you would want a different card on the bottom, but if you brush it like this, you see every other card, right? You're not going to see any of the 5s. So what he's going to do is as he shows you the random, he's basically going to show you supposedly random cards, right? Or he's going to show you random words, and he's going to show it to you like this. He's going to show you, okay, you can see we have a bunch of different words. Now again, imagine these were words. So obviously he had words written on a notepad, and again, every other page of that notepad is going to be cut short. So what he's going to do is he's going to have a random word and then the word that he's trying to force. So basically what I'm saying here is he's actually just forcing the word, okay? So that's how that part's going to be done. Now, once again, all you have to do, you can do this with Notepad. Again, I'm using a Svengali deck here right now. All he has to do is show, okay, all of them are different. You got a bunch of different words. No matter where Simon lifts up, so you basically go here and say, okay, lift up, you're at a 5. Lift up, you're at a 5. Lift up, you're at a 5. So no matter where you lift up, just because of the way the cards are cut, he's going to lift up on the same word, right? So all he's doing is he's then forcing that word. Now, again, that is how generally forces are going to work, right? He's going to need to force some sort of word. In this case, I don't exactly remember what the word was in the trick, but then that word was exactly engraved on the dog's collar. So again, because it was engraved on the dog's collar, that just shows, one, that the card needed to be forced, because he's not going to be able to change what's engraved on that collar unless he was, to replace it. But the easier solution is just to force the word on there. And that's a typical selection prediction sort of trick where, he's going to have a prediction set somewhere. In this case, the prediction was on the dog's collar. It was some engraved word on the dog's collar as his prediction. And all he has to do to make that prediction come true is force the word. So again, all he has to do, using the Svengali principle where it's basically every other piece of paper is cut slightly shorter. So once again, you would have normal. So like if you were doing this, on an actual notepad, you would have normal, slightly cut, normal, slightly cut, normal, slightly cut, right? And that's how the cuts work. And once again, no matter where you lift up, he's going to lift up on the same word. So basically he's forcing the word on him. And again, he basically, you'll notice he gave the notepad to Simon in a specific way. He said, hold it like this. And he said, you're going to lift up, right? He wants to make sure that Simon does this properly because he has to be able to lift up. And when there you go, you have the 5 again. Try to lift up somewhere else. Bam, you still have the 5. So that's how it's going to be there. And again, he can show you that all of the words are different from the beginning just by brushing it the other way. And that is the Svengali principle. And that's how he's actually going to force the word that's engraved on the dog's collar. And that is really it. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this reveal. And anyway, guys, it's Card Shuffler 99. Peace out.